Hello there, paper crafting friends. Let me see if I can find where I need to be here. Make sure my volume is turned down. I know last week I kind of messed up on that. But hello once again. My name is Dawn Bourgette and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm actually here, I think, a minute or two early. That's hard to believe. As you find me in your newsfeed, go ahead and say hello. Let me know where you're viewing from. And we are on Facebook Live number 150. Oh my gosh, how awesome is that? I never thought when I started doing this that I would be ever into 100, let alone 150. So that's pretty awesome. All right, we are right where we need to be. This is awesome. So today is September the 15th, 2024. Wow, half the month over. Before we get started with the creative part of today's live, just want to remind you of the host code for September. So if there is anything that you see that you like to grab up, go ahead, feel free to shop, and I appreciate it, at my online store. And please use that host code right there, which is EZX9ZPTD. Hello, Lori. Hello, hello. How are you doing over there in Ohio? Also, just to remind you again that if you'd like to be part of the weekly news from the chalet, go ahead and use the QR code here. Point it with your phone's camera. It should read it and take you right over to the link. You'll see the link appear on your screen. Tap on that with your finger. It'll guide you right over to a landing page where you can sign up for my newsletter. Get all the ins and outs between the chalet and Stampin' Up! And classes and events and all those fun things. Also, you're finding me right now on my page. If you haven't already done so, please hit the like button. Also, there is a review section. I haven't asked about having y'all do this for a while, but there's a little area on here on my page where you can write a review. Don't be too harsh, but if you would like to do so, I would truly appreciate it. Also, I have a community on Facebook, which is Dawn's Creative Chalet Community. So go ahead and make sure to join that if you haven't done so already. And my YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed to Dawn's Creative Chalet, I would love for you to. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and also hit the little bell. It'll turn black. That will let you know that you'll be getting all the notifications as I do anything with YouTube. And of course my blog, which is dawnscreativechalet.com, and there in about, I don't know, a half hour or so after every live, I try to do it pretty quickly. I go ahead, I feed in the live right there, so the replay is there as well as on YouTube. Also, I have pictures of the projects that we do every week, and you can shop right from my blog to my online store from there if it's specific products that we're using today. And of course, my online store, dawnscreativechalet.stampinup.net, and I'm on Pinterest as well. Gotta have Pinterest. We would live. How do we live without Pinterest before? Also, things that are coming up here at the chalet. A couple of these things we need to skip right past. I forgot to update this before I got on here today. Let's see here. We had our catalog kickoff this past Thursday. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for all who did come. It was a very good time. And I love showing the products and the samples and all the things. And as we get into the latter part of September, we have the Splendid Autumn Expressions card class. Unfortunately, I've closed for that because I needed to order product for students for that on September 26th. This coming weekend, I will be going to Okemos, Michigan. So I will be traveling, well, kind of there and, traveling on Sunday night. So I will not be here for my live on the, is it the 20th? Actually, the 22nd. So I will make it up though, because I'm going to take a lot of pictures and I'm going to try to go live from the event that I'm at. It's like, I don't know how many demonstrators. I think there's like 80 demonstrators or something like that. We're all going to be hanging together, sharing inspiration and tips and tricks and all those fun things. So make sure to check my page or my group all weekend as I update that and show you guys what I can share with you from there. And then it'll be back to schedule the following Sunday. There's 100 demonstrators there. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. We're going to have quite a group, aren't we, Kristen? Let's see here. Also, just this week, I'm not going to talk too much about September yet. Or, excuse me, October. I got to put my head on straight today. Let me see here. Did I even connect it? Anyway, the next Starbucks is on Friday, October the 4th, noon to 2. So if you are in the Ludington, Michigan area, make sure to join us. It's a lot of fun. It's a free make and take. And I don't know exactly what we're going to do quite yet. We'll have to see what's in the stars. I'm thinking maybe Christmas again. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, so join us for that. Also, World Card Making Day, which I'm going to talk a little bit more in a minute to give you guys some information about how to sign up for it if you haven't already. But World Card Making Day is on my birthday on October the 5th. So it's a 1-hour virtual event. So if you'd like to join us, you're welcome to. It's open to anybody, everybody. Customers, demonstrators, people who may be thinking about getting into paper crafting. We'll just, invite them on in and join us, right? So that'll be on October 5th. And we'll talk about more of the classes. Well, I should have actually put those on there, huh? Second Thursday of the month, card class. And the latter part of the month, the fourth Thursday, is my product class. Okay, World Card Making Day. Back to this. So, if you want to go ahead and register, the easiest thing to do is use this cute little QR code right here. Go ahead, open up the camera on your phone, and again, point it to that little QR code. It will take you right to a page that, excuse me, I cannot talk today. It will lead you to a landing page where you can go ahead and sign up. Oh my gosh. Am I on the struggle bus today or what? Like, oh my goodness. Also, we have a new paper pumpkin that's coming up for October. If you like to have the October kit, make sure to sign up by the 10th of October. It's going to be Nests of Christmas. Now, if you are familiar with our holiday mini catalog, you'll see that this looks really familiar. So I think it's going to tie in with the suite of product that we have in the holiday mini. So that's pretty awesome. I'm really excited about that. And I decided to actually change up my subscription to get 2 for the next couple months, because I always love the Christmas paper pumpkin kits. And yes, you can't get more than 1 if you want. So I think I'm going to do that, because I always kick myself if I don't when the holiday kits come out for October and November. Oh, and by the way, there is a new small die set that will coordinate with the next 3 months of kits. If you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you may order them. This is the number right here to order them, and they are $12. Okay? All right, and of course, I know we talk about it every week, but online exclusives. So there are a lot of things that if you're by chance have not gone to my online store in a while, make sure to check it out. There are a lot of really great products that are not in our catalogs, and they're very popular. So make sure to check them out there under online exclusives. And I have this all printed up. We're really not going to go through this a whole lot today. But as far as like the, I've had a couple people asking me about Halloween and not having Halloween in the holiday catalog. So if you're wanting either playful ghosts or there's also the Scenic Pumpkin Patch, which is more fall. Very cute, very cute. And then also, let's see here, what was the other one? It was Potions and Spells. And by the way, also in our online store, you'll see product for scrapbooking that coordinates with this stuff as well. So just an FYI on that. And I apologize if you hear dog barking today. That is Pearl. She's helping the mister with a project in my laundry room. Oh my goodness. It's like a zoo around here, I swear. Anyway, if you guys have any questions on any of that, make sure to reach out to me. I can guide you in the right direction as far as that goes. Okay. So, of course, just a reminder to you guys that this is our annual catalog. This is available until the end of April, and this is that beautiful mini catalog that I was just referring to. This is our September through December holiday mini catalog, and today we're going to create with some product that I just found out a little bit about some items, well, an item that is not available until the 23rd of September. So I think I may have used this once already, but I created even more cards. And with fall kind of sort of being here, although right now in Michigan, we're having a heat wave. And it's a little warmer than I thought it would be, although I'm not going to complain. I would rather have this than snow any day. Yeah. But anyway, in the 80s today, but I'm still feeling fall. And have you guys noticed, who may be in my area, our trees are already, hey Judy, happy Sunday crafternoon. Our trees are already changing in spots, and I have leaves falling off a tree in my front yard. It's crazy. I'm like, oh, what is going on? And we're in like a midst of this crazy drought too. I don't know. It's strange. Okay, anyway, back to this. So if you're wanting this suite of product, right now the suite number has been turned off. It's not that we're not able to get it any longer. It's because we have one item in the suite of product that is not available until September the 23rd. I believe from looking, let me double check here. I was just trying to check out the inventory. The ribbon is on low inventory right now. The glass dots will be back on the 23rd. And I think, let's see here. Aha. The DSP, which I kind of thought would happen, is also on low inventory. So if you're wanting these things, you know, I say instead of trying to wait until the whole suite becomes back in stock, it's like a dog chasing its tail sometimes. All of a sudden you have another item that all of a sudden isn't available. So anyway, hi Lisa, happy Sunday crafternoon. It's good to see you, sister. So anyway, this is some really fun products. When I first seen this, the first thing that caught my eye was the designer series paper. It is gorgeous. It's 6x6 in size, by the way. But the dies were a little perplexing to me. I don't know. It's just, and I love the detail of the dies. They're beautiful, but I'm just not one to have to sit there and fussy with a card for too long. Hey Sharon, happy Sunday crafternoon. Thanks for joining. So when it comes to that stuff, I'm like, I don't know. But you know, the more I've been playing with this product, and as always, I've just totally have fallen in love with it. So if you guys are wanting the stuff, get what you can now with these, this DSP being on low inventory. These will be back on the 23rd. And the ribbon is also on low inventory, I think. Let me double check that again. Oh my goodness sakes. Yes, it's on low inventory and it's beautiful. And it's funny that I say that because wild wheat was my least favorite in color. Like, I could not stand wild wheat. We're going to play with wild wheat today. I've given wild wheat a bad rap and I feel really bad. I'm very sorry, wild wheat. I'm actually, it's growing on me because something about wild wheat, it's like a chameleon. It works with different colors that you put it with. I don't know, it's crazy. But anyway, so once again, to show you, these are the dots, the faux glass dots that will be back in inventory. Oh, goodness sakes, get out of there. On the 23rd, I believe, or the week of the 23rd, hoping. And I love those. Perfectly coordinate, right? This is what I love about Stampin' Up. This is the wild wheat ribbon, which is very soft and easy and pliable to make bows with. And again, this is on low inventory. And grab my bundle here. So here is the bundle and the dies. Okay. There we are. So this is a frame. I love the way this actually works. And this little notch here where you can fold it over, and it does also give like a cute little stitching around it when you cut. And not only is the frame a valuable piece, but the inside piece that pops out fits, of course, perfectly back into its place. So you can make like picture frames and things like that. Now, let's say you do scrapbooking. You could use a picture of, let's say, your grandkids that may fit in here. Run this through with the picture and put it in place and have it as an element on your scrapbook page, which I think is pretty cool. And I love this little guy here, the chain. So it looks like you're hanging up a picture. Somebody help me out here. I don't know exactly what this is for. And I know as soon as you tell me, it's going to make perfect sense. And I'm going to be like, oh yeah, that's right. Anyway, there's also some very beautiful sayings in this stamp set. And I really love this right here, this piece of wood and the wild wheat itself, literally. And the size of this leaf is perfect, and we have a die for that as well. There's also a couple standalone dies in this set, so it will cut this one and make the little texture into it, the same with this one here. So it's just, like I said, it's a really, really cool set. So with that being said, I decided to case one of the cards in the catalog, which is actually super easy, and then we're going to advance a little bit with it from there. So I'm going to go ahead and I don't want this to go too far, otherwise I'll be looking for it later and go, where in the heck did I put it? And do one of those abracadabra things where I'm looking all over my table. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to mention that I had a discovery on it after I was, it goes under the flap. See, it goes under the flaps is a bar to... I'm trying to read it because I'm looking at it from up above on my phone and my mount is in the way. The chain hooks up to. Oh, I guess I have to play with that. I was like avoiding it because I was like, what is this? Sometimes I wish that we had a video on every single set so we knew, like, some of these dies are, I don't know, they're questionable to me. Anyway, back to this. Thank you, Kristen. You're awesome. So, when I was creating one of the cards, and you'll see it in a minute, I guess we call it like shadow, I'm not sure the technical term for it, but basically I made like a frame within a frame on my card with the designer series paper. And I used the radiating stitches dies thinking that they were still available. Well, to my surprise, these are no longer available. Oops. But I went ahead, I decided I'm going to make my card anyway because I found a great substitute for the rectangles. And I almost forgot about these, and how could I? There's a gazillion of them. So these are the deckled rectangle dies. And these would be just as great. Actually, I think they even look cooler because it looks like they have a ripped edge on them. So just an FYI with that, I had absolutely no clue that these dies just are no longer existing on the website. So it made me a little sad because I really like these. And of course, I'll still use them, but I don't want to tease you guys with them, so I'll have to use them behind the scenes. Because I know every time I use something, someone says, I want that. And I'm like, oops, sorry, it's not available anymore. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's get started. Now, I'm going to make 3, possibly 4 cards, depending on how we are on time. Then I also have some additional examples or inspiration that you guys might want to see. So hang in there with me. And this is some other cool ideas to use this suite with. So here's the first card. This may look very familiar to you. It is right in the catalog, and I love it. So we're going to use the wheat stamp, the wood stamp, and a couple of sentiments that are in the catalog. Let's grab out our products. We have this beautiful wild wheat. I gotta laugh at myself because, like I said, those that come to class every month know that I've been razzing this color forever. I was just like, oh my gosh, like how could they come up with such a color? But it actually is a very good color. Sorry. Okay, so I've cut my wild wheat at 4 1/4 by 11 and scored it at 5 1/2. For the inside, we have a piece of basic white. This is the liner for the inside of our card. And I'm looking for, oh, it's right in front of me. Oh dear. This is my multi-purpose glue. In fact, I just filled my bottle, so it's nice and heavy. It is multi-purpose glue. So in case you guys are wondering what it is that I'm using, it's our glue. I just like to put it in here because I love that little tiny fine tip. This comes out too fast, and I am a hot mess with it otherwise. Okay, so we're going to go ahead with this 4 by 5 1/4 piece of basic white and glue it. Whoa, that came out fast. Holy cow. Yeah, I must have filled that to the brim. Yow! And put that on the inside of the card. And then we're going to set the base aside for a minute. By the way, I need my little cheat sheet here. All right. So this is a piece of wild wheat cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And what I'm going to do is grab my little wheat stamp and my wild wheat ink. I'll put this aside here for a minute. And we're basically going to go ahead and stamp right up. We're going to work our way up the card. And I'm using both, as I call it, full strength, and then after I stamp it the first time. So here is full strength, and then stamping it again before I ink it, and then full strength, and then stamping again before I ink it, full strength, stamping again, and full strength. And then we're just going to go ahead and fill in, let's see here, this area. There we go. Just like that. Super easy. Most of it's going to be covered anyway. It was just a matter of making it a little bit prettier, I guess if you want to call it that. All right. Whoops, I just jiggled the whole table. The other piece that I want to go ahead and stamp on, and you know what, I'm going to get, I know the ink will come right off of this, but I know if I get ink on it, it's going to get all over everything else. So let's go ahead. I'm going to get a piece of scrap. There we go. That'll be better because I can already see. Yeah, that could get messy. Okay, so the next piece I want to stamp is this little piece of mossy meadow, and this is cut at 3/4 of an inch by 3 1/2. I'm going to go ahead and take, let's see here, my mossy meadow ink and my wood rubber stamp, and go ahead and just stamp this across, just like that. And let's see here, the other two colors I'm going to want next are Cajun Craze and Early Espresso. Oops. I'm gonna make sure I don't get this on my pink shirt. That would be bad. That would make me really sad. Okay, so first of all, get this out of the way. We're going to set this over here. And then I have a piece of white. I've actually cut two just in case of error. I like to be prepared that way. But the white piece that you're going to need is 1 5/8 by 2 5/8. And then this little piece here is a piece of Cajun Craze. And this is 5/8 by 3 1/8. Yeah, we're going with all those eighths again. But first of all, let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and put this extra aside. Hopefully we won't need it. Because I like when things just go smoothly, you know. This is the Change Can Be Beautiful stamp. I'm going to go ahead and hopefully, boop, just like that. Perfect. All right. Clean that off. And then I'm going to take this little piece of Cajun Craze and I want to stamp the sentiment that says, "May the beauty of the season fill your heart with joy." And I think on this one, yeah, I did tone on tone. I did Cajun Craze. I mean, it came out okay, but I thought, let's go ahead, let's go darker with this. All of my ink pads seem to be really juicy, so I'm afraid to pounce on them a whole lot. And that's one thing, if you guys, if you've never used our ink pads before, for the most part, they are very juicy. So please do not give your ink pads CPR. It will make a major mess on your stamps and on your blocks. Hey, Mary Jo. Happy Sunday afternoon. Good to see you. There we go. People laugh when I say CPR, but you get the idea. It's like a visual in your head. Then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I probably don't want to do that to my stamp or my stamp pad. No, you don't. Okay, we're going to go ahead, bring this back in, and I'm going to put this right about, whoops, almost slid right off the table there. And that about there. I'm going to leave a gap. I do like that. What do you guys think? I like it darker, so you can really see the sentiment in it. And it's going to be like so. So let's see here. I need to get my glue, my multi-purpose glue. I'm going to go ahead and put this direct to this layer. But we're going to put it right about there. And then we have our other, whoops, our main sentiment. We're going to put right about there. And then for this part of the sentiment, I'm going to bring in my dimensionals. And yes, I'm always sticking dimensionals on my hand. Sometimes I forget about them. And I walk out the door and I'm like, oh, and I'm in the kitchen. I'm like, oh, shoot, I got dimensionals on my hand. Let's see, there we go. Just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and once again, using some dimensionals and attach this. Whoops. I'm having a major issue with these dimensionals. For some reason, when they cut these in the machine, this particular pack, they cut them, I don't want to explain it. They cut them so deep that sometimes the backing that's supposed to be sticky is not sticky. It's really crazy. So I'm trying to use them up quickly. Okay, there we go. And that is card number 1. What do you guys think of that one? Like I said, super easy. But I'm really growing to love wild wheat. Okay, let's go ahead. Card number 2. So as I mentioned, I use the Radiating Stitches dies that are no longer available. But if you guys have them, check this out. I thought it was really pretty. It left a nice little stitch around the edge of the designer paper. So if you have them, keep using them. They're awesome. But like I said, you could always substitute with the deckled rectangle, what are these called again? Deckled rectangle dies. Yeah. These right here. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna, let's see here. When you are done demoing, look on page 36 of the mini catalog, and the gold and silver frame on there shows that bar in use. Oh, cool. Thanks, Kristen. I will. That is exactly how observant I am, right? But that is very good to know. Thank you for sharing that. So again, I would use these for this type of technique. But anywho, awesome. See, I learn things every day from you guys, and I love that. Somebody needs to keep me on track. Okay. So this card here again, oh, the paper, right? The designer paper is gorgeous. I absolutely love it. So I use for the base Blackberry Bliss. This is a color I have not used in a while. So I was like, oh, hello, Blackberry Bliss. I cut it 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored it 4 1/4. And then, of course, we need our little liner for the inside of our card, so you have a place to write and people will be able to actually see it. And this is basic white, cut at 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to go ahead and stick that in there just like so it's right out of the way. And what I did with this piece, I originally cut it to 4 by 5 1/4 inches. And then what I did is I took the radiating stitch die and I just went ahead and centered it and ran it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine so I get like a frame. So then what I did is I took the interior piece of that rectangle die, so it's this piece right here, and I'm going to use it to frame with a 1/4 inch, hey Beth, happy Sunday crafternoon, with a 1/4 inch larger piece, and this is fresh freesia. And then I thought it'd be really cool, I don't think I did, yeah I did, pop it up with dimensionals to give it a little bit more dimension, and it just looks kind of fun. It's like a spotlight technique. That's what I was looking in my brain for earlier, spotlight technique. So we're going to go ahead and assemble that part of the card first. I'm going to take my glue here and, whoa, uh-oh. I just got glue all over my finger. That's okay. It's all right. We got this. Okay. As long as I get this on the correct direction, we are doing really, really good. And there we go. Just like so. So I'm going to go ahead and take this piece, and again with my multi-purpose liquid glue, and centering it on here. So this piece, by the way, of fresh freesia, oh, I should have got my cheat sheet, is, let's see here, 2 7/8 by 4 3/8. So I've glued it on like so, and then I'm going to go ahead and take my dimensionals, and we're going to put this bugger right on top of where we've cut. And there we go. And just like so. Super easy and a fun little technique to do with your dies. And then we may have somebody new, so I'm going to show you a little something that I did. Because sometimes, I don't know, white can be very stark white. So I went ahead and, whoops, I do have that out already. Let's see here. I took one of the sentiments, which is the change can be good. And whoa, I have things avalanching around me here. I took the Blackberry Bliss ink, stamped the sentiment, And then taking fresh freesia ink and the wheat piece, because you know, this is art. Wheat doesn't always have to be a wild wheat color, right? Want to make sure I didn't dunk my sleeve into that. So what I did is I just took a scrap piece of paper and I wanted it subtle, so I just stamped off is what I did. So it was lighter. Give you guys a close-up of that. Just something a little different, right? And then, I know I'm going to say this, and it's something that you guys know I do not like to do, but I kept seeing it on Pinterest, and I'm like, man, that looks so nice. I'm going to have to fussy cut that. So I'm not going to show you that. You guys know how to cut paper, but I have to say the key is when you do fussy cut, make sure that you are moving the paper, not the scissors, and it does work a little bit better. Mine is far from perfect, but it's done. And you know what? Whoever receives this card is going to just think that this is going to be the good distraction away from my awful fussy cutting. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that. So sometimes use the other images that are in your stamp set, and it can make it kind of, I don't know, different and pretty. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to do here, Lord help me, I'm going to attempt this with you guys live. So I cut a piece of linen thread, and I just want a big poofy bow. So if you see, I'm going to do it again here. And I'll probably have to trim my tail, but I'm just going to wrap this around my fingers. Let's see if this works out. I'm hoping. And then I cut an additional piece of linen thread, a shorter piece. And what I want to do and what is going to happen are two different things. But there's a good friend of mine, and I think she was the one who taught me this technique. Her name is Billy Moan, and she no longer stamps, which makes me sad. She's very talented, but she paints now. Anyway, oh my gosh, this might not work, but we're going to try it. And my long nails are not helping. Anyway, she used to make, yeah, it's okay, these really cool bows, and I was always like, how come your bows always look nice and fluffy and full? So she showed me how she did it, and that's basically it. You just take a smaller piece and pinch this in the middle and make a bow. I think it's kind of pretty. So we're going to go ahead and trim off that little guy. I think we're good otherwise. The tail, I don't want them too long. So we're going to trim the tail. And then bringing back some dimensionals, we're going to go ahead and attach the sentiment to the card. Oops, I'm going to put an extra one right there. Oops, he's kind of running off. There we go. Oh my goodness. And I wanted, oh, that's right. So I need a glue dot. Actually, this will be cute off to the side of the sentiment as well. I'm going to give it extra sticky with 2 glue dots. Attach it there. Oops. And then attach my sentiment. And there is card number 2. Oh, and I need to put on some of those beautiful, I know I'm going to tease you guys with these, but they will be back. They will be, so that's a good thing. And bring in my, I call it my pokey tool. It's actually called Take Your Pick. But anyway, let's see here. I think we're going to use this color. Whoops, possibly. There we go. And then a couple of the little ones. Oh my gosh. It's like jumping beans or something. Oh, get over here. There we go. You guys talk to your stuff when you when you create. Oh my gosh, I have a lot of conversations with myself. Anyway, and there you go, card number 2. And let's bring in card number 3. This one is actually my favorite card out of the 3, and then I made a 4th just because I was going to town on this. But oh my gosh, for some reason I don't know, I totally just dig this. And I'm using a couple of those little leaves, the embellishments that come with the suite of product. In fact, where did I put those? They ran away. But I have some in here, duh. I was like, where did I put them? they are here somewhere. Okay. With that, let's give you guys some digits here. First of all, this is a piece of balmy blue, which is really cool with the blue it's popping out of the sky. Anyway, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And then of course we have our white piece, our liner, which is 4 by 5 1/4. We're gonna go ahead and get that out of the way and put it right inside the card. And then as far as some other measurements here, let's see. We have 2 strips. So this is the front, this is the back. So I'm actually utilizing as much of the paper from the 6 by 6 size on the card. So I have cut 2 strips of that. And these are cut at, let's see here, 1 by 5 1/4, and I have 2 of them. And then this piece is cut at 3 by 5 1/4. So the first thing that I want to do is I'm going to stick these down so I can kind of eyeball where to put that in the middle. Go ahead and take my multi-purpose glue. I don't know about you guys, I always like to have my card the opposite direction to help line up my paper. Okay, I'm going to do the same on this side. And right there like so. Whoops, there we go. The nice thing about liquid glue, it lets you it has a little lead time, a little play time in there in case you get something a little crooked, like I do a lot. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and put this in the middle. So again, bring in my multi-purpose glue. Yeah, this one's a little off, but that's okay. It's all good. It's handmade, right? There we go. And then I have my sentiment. So this is stamped with Mossy Meadow ink on basic white cardstock. And of course, as you can see, I've already fussy cut it because I figured you guys watch me fussy cut is going to be painful. So I'm very, very slow at it because I definitely have to concentrate when I do it. But anywho, we're going to go ahead and attach this again with some of these wonderful dimensionals. And I love this sentiment too. Grateful for you. All right, so we're going to put that right there. And then I have, I love these little leaves. They're the coolest thing. I love them. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and attach these with, again, a little bit of glue, multi-purpose glue, and put one there. And thank goodness this glue dries clear. There we go. A little bit less drawn. That would help. Whoops. Oh my gosh. I probably should have stuck. Oh, there we go. I can lift it up. Just like so. Then I'm going to put one down here. Like that. And then I've already tied my linen thread bow. Get a couple of glue dots here. Whoops. There we go. And put it just about there. And then once again, bring in my cute little embellishments. And we'll use the Mossy Meadow color. And right like that. Okay, and that is card number 3. Wow, this is going fast, or is it just me? Okay, and then let's see here. We're doing pretty good on time. So let's go ahead and bring this card in. There was something that I learned about this card. So I like the layout of the card. And of course, I love the pumpkins. I love to go out and photograph pumpkin fields. How about you guys? Like, I love this time of the year. This is so much fun. But anyway, I noticed, I don't know, there's something about the card that I did not like. And I'm very, very fussy. But anyway, I left too much of a gap here. And I think this one I cut at, I think it was 1 1/4 strips for all 3. So for this card, and by the way, I love the size of the leaf. Isn't that cool, you guys? So there is the stamp right there. And there's a die for that little leaf. So I use pumpkin pie, Cajun craze, and crushed curry. This, by the way, I stamped using, I believe, the back side of this designer paper. We'll check that in a second. And I believe I use Mossy Meadow ink. And again, I've already cut out the sentiment so you guys don't have to watch. Let me grab my my dimensions here. Okay, so the base of the card is Cajun Craze. Cut it 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 and scored it 4 1/4. And I didn't have a liner piece for that. Let me grab one. This is basic white, 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to go ahead and pop it inside the card here. There we go. Okay, so this is a piece of old olive, and this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And then what I decided to do with these to minimize that gap, I cut 2 of these pieces. Make sure that they line up here. So 2 pieces were cut at 1 1/2 by 3 3/4. By the way, this old olive piece, yeah, is 4 by 5 1/4. I had to question myself there. So 4 by 5 1/4. 2 pieces of designer paper cut at 1 1/2 by 3 3/4. And then this middle piece I cut at 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. So it's not going to have as much of a gap. And you guys tell me which look you like better. It's not that it's a major difference, but it does make a little bit of a difference. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my multi-purpose glue. And like I said, don't go away because I have a couple of other projects to show you guys. That's a little kind of, should I say, outside the box, kind of, with this suite of product, using totally different colors, not what is in the suite so much. There we go. And then there's, I can't pick it up. There we go. Oh my goodness. See what I mean? It's just a little tighter. I don't know. To me, it just looks a little bit more visually appealing. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my dimensionals. Peel the puppies off here. Whoops. And then go ahead and attach it to the card base. And my sentiment, again, more dimensionals, because I just can't get enough of these. Let's see here. There we go. And we'll put one right there. Grateful for you. And then I think I'm going to attach these direct with glue. And kind of make it look like they're randomly falling. So I'll put this one this way. And, whoops. And I stamped them, by the way, tone on tone. So crushed curry ink on crushed curry cardstock, etc. Okay. And then, of course, we can't forget a bow, right? Got to have our linen thread bow. And I was going to use the ribbon that comes with the suite, but I just wanted it less bulky because I've been using so many dimensionals lately. But the ribbon is gorgeous as well. So there we go. I don't know, what do you guys think? The one that has a little more room between the pieces of DSP, or the one that's a little tighter? Let me know. Go ahead and vote. And while you're voting, I'm going to go ahead and grab my other projects I wanted to show you. Let's see here. Okay, so I have a couple of swap cards. Aw, thanks, Kristen. You're awesome. Although I don't know which card it was you were referring to now because I just looked up and seen your comment. Whoops. Helps if I put the card the right way. I really love this card. I can't remember who made it. It's one of the swaps that I was involved in. I love the simplicity of this card, but it is so pretty. So she went ahead, she stamped off with that wheat, the purple one. Oh, thank you. And she cut with the largest stylish shapes circle and added one of those, or actually a couple of those little leaves. That beautiful wild wheat ribbon, and then stamped this, it looks like maybe in, maybe early espresso. But I love it. I love it. And then, let's see here. There's a couple more swap cards here. This was a really cool fold. I've already put it into the clear envelope, so you're getting a little bit of a shiny thing going on there, but very pretty. This one is one of those gatefold cards that opens, and I love that one as well. I believe Karen Titus made this one here. And then I made some yesterday. I whipped these up really quick because I knew what I was going to be doing today. So I was like, oh, I need to make those. Show those guys something that's other than the suite of product. So here you go. Here is the frame. And I just glued it together. I trimmed down those little notches instead of trying to glue it and fold them. I just trimmed them down. And this, by the way, is basic black along with crumb cake. This is the Winterly Treetops, that whole bundle suite that's in the mini catalog. So a little different, using a different DSP, but it so works with it, right? And then I cut out Little Bird. I tried to fussy cut, not the best, but I did. I did fussy cut the bird, and just a couple of the other little elements from the dies. As you can see, the way it cuts and makes that little, I don't know what you want to call it, like stitching into the leaf. Very cool. So that was fun. And then there was this one right here. And this is from, I'm trying to think of the name of it, Greetings of the Season, which is an online exclusive. And the dies that coordinate with it are these tags. And then this is layered onto the tag, and it is from the inside of the dies. I thought that was pretty cool. Fun. Very different, right? With Pool Party. And then there's this card right here. I went ahead and I embossed. I should probably use the next size circle smaller the sentiment could have fit in there. I'd already cut it. I get lazy and I'm like, oh, well, I'm just using it, because you would have seen more of this beautiful birch tree paper that's in that particular paper pack. That pack is gorgeous. It's one of my favorites. And I also, this is, by the way, copper clay. Copper clay. I always want to call it copper kettle. I don't know why. Copper clay. And then I stamped the leaf tone on tone in copper clay. I used these little embellishments. I thought they were fun. They're new. They're, I think, the druzy embellishments or something like that. I don't know. They're very sparkly. So, of course, they caught my eye right away. So I had to have a little bit of sparkle. And, of course, just a piece of linen thread. I try to do a double bow on that one. So I thought that was really cool. And then also a box. Here is a little box. And this, let's see here. How did I do that? Oh, I'd have to untie it and then open it up. But yeah. So there's a box. And this designer paper is actually from Snow Days, I believe. Yeah. With the little penguins and all that cute stuff. So a lot of fun. I've been doing a little extra creating lately and just getting things set to show you guys. And then, of course, we have the cards that we have made here as well. So there's that one and that one and this one here that Kristen loves and this here. So yeah, a whole bunch of inspiration for you guys using the Autumn Expressions bundle. And the suite has another name, but it's all obviously together, as I showed you guys in the book earlier in our 24 mini holiday catalog. So I hope that you found this, grabbed up a couple pieces of inspiration. Oh, thank you for the hearts. You guys are awesome. We were playing the other night doing this little heart thing, and then the hearts were coming up, but I think that that's only like, I don't know, maybe that's an Instagram thing. That was kind of cool though. But anyway, I hope that you found a little bit of inspiration with this. And if it's a suite that you love, grab what you can now and then get the embellishments separately when they do come back, if you're wanting those. Because the thing is when the dies, when they go out of stock for a while, you never know when they're going to come back. And I don't know, it might make you sad if you wanted to do some fall type of creating yet, you know what I mean? Because that creeps up on us fast, and then boom, we're into the holidays and we're making our Christmas stuff. But I appreciate you guys being here today. Thank you so much. Just again, one reminder, I will not be live next Sunday. I will be at an event with 100 demonstrators. I'm very excited. And look out though on my page or in my group, because I will share inspiration with you there, because I know that with 100 demonstrators we're going to be full of inspo. So I'll make up for not being here next week, and then the week after that we're right on back on schedule on Sundays at 1 o'clock Eastern time. Thanks you guys so much. Have a great weekend, and I can't wait to see what you do with the Autumn Expressions bundle. Have a great day. Bye-bye.